How you doing, everybody? My name is Kevin.com Brown, and you are watching Comedy Matters TV with my man, Jeffrey Gurian. Yeah!
Hey, it's Jeffrey Gurian here for Comedy Matters TV, and I'm out in Brooklyn on a shoot for this new really cool flick called Nefertiti, a blaxploitation flick. And I am here with none other than Kevin Brown. What's up, Kevin? How are you, man?
How you doing? Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Tell me about this. Well, what part do you play in Nefertiti?
I play the character of Velvet Hammer. If you can see, by the way I'm dressed, this looks like something out of Jeffrey's closet, right?
Exactly.
Except it's my size. But yeah, I play the character Velvet Hammer, and I'm sort of the heavy, but I'm also the love interest of the lead, Nefertiti.
It sounds like a really fun flick. I mean, I go back to like Superfly and Shaft. I used to love those films. As a matter of fact, my first car was a Mandarin Orange Eldorado with a Rolls Royce grill. I had a Pimpmobile.
I can imagine. I can see you in that. That fits you so well.
I have my Superfly tapes on. But so I love this outfit. Where'd you get this stuff?
Their designer, he made it. He made the shirt. I told him that the shirt with the collars. I told him that I want him to make 5 more for me, just like this.
It's beautiful.
And I asked him where he got it from. He would not tell me. And I said, dude, you know I'm a stand-up comic, right? But I retired. I retired a year ago.
You did, yeah?
I retired a year ago. But I said, if you can find me 5 or 6 more shirts like this and get me suits like this in different colors, I'm going to come out of retirement and I'm going to go back to the stage because I just want to show off these outfits. I love it.
I don't blame you, and it looks so good on you too, man. I really like that style. That's like, you know, to me.
You do. I see your fashion. I see how you get down. I see how you get down.
Pimp style.
Yes, sir.
It's incredible. So, tell me about your experience on 30 Rock, because people loved you on the show. How long were you on that show?
I was on from beginning to end. I was in the very first episode and the very last episode, and about 85 episodes in between. So it was a really, really cool ride.
It must have been just incredible. And working with Tracy all the time had to be a blast, right?
Yeah, well, I've known Tracy for a lot of years, you know. We've known each other since the early 90s when he was first starting in stand-up. But yeah, working on 30 Rock was great. Meeting Tina, watching her process was incredible. Working with Alec Baldwin, watching his process, seeing a real star, working with real stars was great for a young actor, you know, because when I first got on the show, you know, I just come from doing, you know, I'd done some principal roles, but I was pretty much just coming from background work. So being able to work with all these consummate professionals just taught me so much.
It's an unbelievable experience. How did that come about for you? Did you just go for an audition? Did you see it? Did an agent send you? I'm always curious to know. Those are always interesting stories.
Yeah, it was more accidental because they wanted a posse for this Tracy Jordan character, and the Tracy Jordan character was sort of based on Martin Lawrence and his exploits. So the young, successful superstar comedian, multimillionaire, knows no boundaries, knows no rules, just living life fast and hard. And he has his entourage, his crew. So they actually brought me on as an extra, just a background guy, part of the posse. We had no character names, and our roles were not defined. But what happened was they loved the energy that was created by the fact that myself and Tracy had I've known him for years at that time. So the energy that we created was perfect for what they wanted with the character. So somehow they just decided to keep me around. And, 7 years later, it was. The
rest is history, as they say. I love stories like that. Stories of synchronicity, yes, where you don't expect it to happen, and then it just happens, and it's magical. Was it a known fact at the time that it was based on Martin Lawrence's story, or was that a very inside thing?
It was very, very inside. Very inside. Because if you watch young celebrities' journeys, it could have been any celebrity. You know, fill in the blank. You know, some of the things that they had the Tracy Jordan character do was any young person getting money too fast, not quite, keeping it in control, whether it was a NBA superstar, NFL superstar, acting superstar, just a young millionaire living his life.
When did you first start doing stand-up?
Oh man, you know, I lose track of the time, but it had to be about 16 years now. I've been doing it for a while now. It sort of went hand in hand with my acting.
I was gonna ask, like, what was your original goal? Was it acting or was it comedy? Or
My original goal was stand-up, was comedy. But back then, this was before the reality show craze. So back then, if you said you were going to be a stand-up comic, the path for everyone was, you become a stand-up, you get a development deal, they turn it into a sitcom, and then, you know, you become the next, you know, Cosby or Seinfeld or Ray Romano or whatever. And then the reality show changed. The reality show craze came and changed the whole game.
yeah, because in the old days, if you did the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and he invited you to sit down on the couch, you had a deal the next day.
Yes.
That doesn't happen anymore. It's a whole different world.
Not happen anymore. Now you have to have an internet presence and 100 million followers or whatever. Yeah, social media is the thing. And but yeah, so when I first started, it was just, if you are a stand-up comic, you have to know how to learn a script. So I made the decision to become a comic, but I went and took acting classes. So I went to T. Schreiber Studios. Yes. So I went down to T. Schreiber Studios, and they were my first acting school. And I started taking acting lessons, but I never made the decision to be an actor. It was just a byproduct of being a comedian.
That is so cool. Yeah, it's amazing how the universe takes you on a path that sometimes you couldn't possibly predict. And that's a wonderful thing. It's magical. It really is magical that you wind up getting to do the things that you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's coming up for you besides Nefertiti?
Well, I'm trying some different types of roles now. So this is it's a comedy sort of parody. And the funny thing is, it's labeled black exploitation. But these are the movies I grew up on. Yeah. So to me, these are just movies, you know. I didn't know this was exploitation. I didn't know we're being exploited. I just said, hey, that guy reminds me of me. He looks like me. He sounds like me. But I'm playing a role in a movie coming up, probably in a couple of weeks, where I'm mentally handicapped. I'm a little mentally ill. Didn't take my medication, so I have an emotional breakdown. Mm-hmm. So for a guy like me, for a big guy, it's rare that people in Hollywood, I'm speaking of Hollywood now, it's rare that they write roles for big men that have any kind of emotional arc. Most of the roles you write for big men are one-dimensional. Yes. Big mean guy at the door. And how many times can I stop somebody from getting in the club? How many times can I throw somebody out? You can't come in here. That's every role. If you look at my resume, 8 out of 10 roles are that. Start being a little more creative, Hollywood. Because some of us have some acting chops. So I made a conscious decision to, if you offer me a role that's that one-dimensional, bouncer, security, bodyguard, no thank you. Offer it to some young actor trying to get his SAG card. But for me, I'm looking for roles that have an emotional arc. So the next role I'm playing has that. And I love those types of things.
That's a nice position to be in, when you can turn down things that don't feel right for you. Right. So where are you going to be filming that? And is there a name of the script that you can say, or is it not to be said yet?
It's probably not to be said yet. Probably not to be said yet. But that's the next project I'm working on. And I also finished my book finally.
Oh, great. And yes. Do you have a working title?
I do have a title. The book is called, get this, it's called Entreprehood. Okay? Like entrepreneur, but Entreprehood. Now, when you hear the word Entreprehood, you could think a couple of things. You could think, okay, he's a black guy from the hood, Entreprehood. That's one thought. Or you could think, neighborhood. But my Entreprehood is like Robin Hood, taking knowledge from the rich and giving it to you. Entreprehood. Okay.
Love it. That's great, man. It's very creative.
As a matter of fact, so when I saw the suit that they made for this role, I told our wardrobe guy, our designer, I want this suit for a photo session because I want that on the cover of my book. Are we talking too loud? Are we talking too? Okay. So I love this whole look for my Entreprehood thing. So when I created the word Entreprehood. I trademarked the word, so I own the word now. And I see it just being a whole lot of things, because there's a lot of Entreprehoods. You're an Entreprehood. You know, you're an entrepreneur. The way anybody that creatively creates their own venue, anyone who's ever crossed out any information on their business card and wrote in new information on a business card, that's an entrepreneur.
I'm adding that to my resume.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. So,
special skills.
Yes, yes. And the thing about those special skills those are the skills that help you succeed, but you have to believe in them. As entrepreneurs, we make decisions and we question those decisions. Don't question them. I'm here to promote when you make a decision and you're finagling through the industry, you just have to be creative and trust your instincts, and those instincts will work for you.
That's really great advice. So all of you young ones out there listening to this, you listen to Kevin Brown because he knows what he's talking about. And it was great to see you today, man. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming on Comedy Matters TV.
My pleasure, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Comedy Matters TV. To check out some of our other videos, click on the boxes on either side of me. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Not just for me, but for my parents.